higher this morning, recouping some of yesterday's losses that followed BlockFi filing for bankruptcy protection. As of noon Eastern, Bitcoin traded around $16,500, where it's held fairly steady in recent days.
According to an interview with the YouTube channel CNBC Television's the digital currency markets and the provides viewers a look at what ahead with the high profiles, interviews, explainers, and the unique stories from the ever-changing crypto markets. Mike Bullish, the CEO of BitGet, discusses the company policy of the FTX scandals and the FTX crackdown, Bitcoin recap losses, and the JP Morgan's crackdowns in the FTX crypto space. So hello and welcome back to the Bitcoin Thinking channel again. In this video we're going to be talking about the Bitcoin price predictions for the next year's 2023 and what's going on. So before we dive in the video, subscribe to the Bitcoin Thinking channel and turning on the red notifications button. So back to the main topics. Sam Reynolds writes the most of the Grayscale digital assets trust in trading at a deep discount, and that many other digital assets trust that have a significant assets face the same predicaments. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other major cryptocurrencies swung upward despite ongoing concerns about the FTX fallout and the macroeconomic uncertainties. Bitcoin's continued its surge from the Monday despite ongoing investors' unease over FTX fallout, central bank monetary hawkish, and the potential impact of the mass protest in China over the country's harsh COVID restrictions. The largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization was recently trading around $16,900, up nearly 4.5% during the previous 24 hours, or its highest points in about 2 weeks. Bitcoin has shown remarkable resilience, holding largely above the $16,000 in the nearly month since crypto exchange FTX started to implode after a CoinDesk story about irregularities in its balance sheet. Bitcoin price action hits higher with the Bitcoin joining Asia stocks in a rebound despite FTX pressures and continuing. Bitcoin ticker down $16,800, held crucial $16,000 sports into November 29 as the bull withers ongoing FTX fallouts and the macro trigger. According to this chart, an accompanying chart identified support and the resistance zones in play in a mid-range time frame. Even fresh repercussions over the FTX debacle failed to the dent Bitcoin performance. Meanwhile, the same in the form of the bankruptcy filing and the lawsuit from the crypto and BlockFi. The latest in a chain reaction sparked by the FTX going under. The news came alongside a surprise assumptions of the salary payments from the defunct exchange. Makes sense after this bounce. We have created a HLR in the Bitcoin and aiming at resistance again. Michael Van de Poel, founder and the CEO of the trading firm Edge, continued above a higher low and on the phone of a chart, taking out the range between the $16,500 and $16,800 would trigger continuation toward the $18,000. Asian markets bounced back strongly with the Hong Kong Hang Seng up 5.2% at the time of the shooting this video and the Shanghai Composite Index gaining 2.3%. We do not expect the China policy to publicly shift away from the zero COVID stance. However, we could see some easing to the policy privately or in localized areas. Mohit Kumar, an analyst at investing banking from the Jefferies, wrote on a note acquired by the Bloomberg. In Analytic Insight, Sanel says that markets analysts predicted that Bitcoin could hit $100,000 by the end of the 2023, and others says it could climb to the mark in the first quarter of the 2022. Let's take out some tweets about that operation. Bitcoin price predictions from the next bull pump. I reckon we will see a $37,000, $14,000 after hitting a $9,000 and even $10,000. Plan B posted a voting campaign on the official YouTube channel. The result are that not priced in Bitcoin pumps are 75% out of 100%, and 2024 having priced in it's a 25% out of 100%. The question is there was that so is the next Bitcoin having priced in, or will Bitcoin price pump after 2024 having like it did after 2012, 2016 and the 2020 having. On November 28, just when investors tweeted that, so hello everyone, first target for Bitcoin is just $15,500 at the price. I will open long position. Next it will pump till $7,500. Then consolidations and the large time is at $19,500 to $20,000. At the price I will take profit the open short position. Bitcoin has not been moved the medians of the call since April 2022. Upon every retest, price was rejected and the pushed at lower prices. We are testing it now as we speak. If we get a little volume and the break at the next critical target is the 200 EMA on daily, pump it please. First I have to clear you that misconceptions. Is ascending triangle always bullish? Ascending triangle is often always in the bullish, but breakdowns can be for the following reasons. The break can occur both to the upside and the downside when this pattern appears. If the price descends below to the support level on the bottom price of the triangle, the breakout may occur to the downside and the shorting the stocks would be a wiser move than buying it. According to the 4-hour chart, the exponential moving average seemed to contrast with the projections. At the first time, the 200 EMA, which indicated the long-term expectations, was positioned above the 50 EMA. This means that it was likely for the Bitcoin to recover within the period, so there was a less possibility that there would be a havoc in the market. In this chart, also look at the Bollinger Bands, which shows low volatility at the shooting of this video. The inability of the Bitcoin price to exceed the bands indicated that a price reversal might not be imminent. However, the conditions did not mean that Bitcoin price would not alter its direction in the long term. Per its on-chain data, Bitcoin 365 realized cap was $160.04 billion according to the sentiment. Considering that the value was a low point, it means that very few holders have moved their coins in the last years. With no sign of the revival, Bitcoin was likely to head and towards this point. In addition, the 365-day dormant calculations had not found its way to exit the downtrend. At press time, the dominant circulations value was down to the 443. This implies that these long-term holds have registered transacting. Hence, there was the possibility of their assets still in the losses with no noteworthy signals of the recovery. According to this chart, there could be a respite for the short-term investors. This was the viewpoint of another cryptocurrency analysis. According to him, the 300-day to 365-day moving average faced a potential bullish crossovers due to the cross-up and the cross-down trend. This, however, showed on a certainly in the uptrend, but can be seen as a pretty signal for the possibility. That's it for today. If you haven't already, subscribe the Bitcoin Thinking channel and turning on the red notifications button so you'll never miss any of our new video like that one.